Hello, I'm John Hemingway. Welcome back to Shropshire. Now, they say that your TUPS are half of your flock, and of course, in mathematical terms, that is not true. But I do understand what people mean when they say that. Your TUPS need to be firing on all cylinders when they get in with the ewes, because if something goes wrong during that 4 or 5 week period, the profitability of your flock will evaporate like that. So here are a few things that you can do at this time of year to reduce the risk of finding yourself in that situation. Now, people are putting TUPS to more and more ewes, and we see TUPS that are for sale with guarantees that they'll serve at least 120 ewes in that 4 or 5 week time period. And that's fine, that's great for your ram cost per lamb born. However, you do need to approach using those sort of numbers with care. If you are, for example, using 2 TUPS with 80 ewes and one of them turns out to be subfertile, there's a reasonable chance the other one will pick up quite a lot of those 40 that the first one was supposed to serve. If you've got 2 TUPS in with, say, 240 ewes, and I saw this last year, if one of those TUPS is not working properly, is it likely that the other TUP will pick up an additional 120 ewes? Not really. So we have to think before we start, do we know that they're going to work and do the job that we need them to? Now, the gold standard when we're talking about pre-breeding checks on TUPS is to do a full physical and semen evaluation, and we can do that. But here are 4 simple things that you can check on your TUPS at home, which will eliminate a good deal of the problems that we see with TUPS during mating. When we talk about ram MOTs, we talk about teeth, toes, testicles, and tone, which we say because it begins with T, but what we actually mean is body condition. Toes. We're talking about lameness here. Are these rams lame? Is there any sign that their gait is unusual or that they're walking abnormally? Tupping is an athletic business for these guys. When they're jumping up, all the weight's on the back feet. When they're landing, they've got all the weight of the front end of the animal and the head landing on those front feet. If the feet are not in perfect condition, we are going to see issues appearing because of the work that they're doing. Teeth. Now, this is a pretty simple one. If your ram hasn't got many teeth left, he probably hasn't gained condition during the summer. But check that he's got all the teeth that he should have. They will need to eat during the tupping period to maintain as much of their body condition as they can. Check that there are no abscesses or anything like that underneath the jawline. We want them to be in as good a nutritional plane during this time as they can be. Testicles. Now, obviously, this one is pretty important. There are a few things that can go wrong with testicles. We can get infections that have got up there, often ascending through the urinary tract. This is quite common in ram lambs. We're looking for those testicles to be the same size, firm, not soft, easy to move within the scrotum, and of the right circumference. And I will put up the appropriate circumference measurements for testicles on the screen now. Now, rams do have a seasonality, and the testicular circumference will be slightly shorter out of season in the middle of summer. So if you are breeding very early, then you need to bear that in mind. If there are any issues with the testicles, if they're different sizes, if either of them isn't moving freely within the scrotum, then those TUPS want to be nowhere near the ewes. Now, while we're on testicles, we can check the penis. Exteriorizing the penis on a ram is much easier said than done. If you can't manage to do it, maybe ask your vet to show you the technique to do it. Essentially, we're just checking that everything looks normal there and that there's no sign of infection like pistol rot or anything else. Finally, tone or body condition score. We're looking for TUPS to be in body condition score 3.5 to 4 at the time when they go in with the ewes. They will, of course, lose body condition during that time because they're working, so they need condition on them to use during that 4 or 5 week period. If we're at the end of summer and your rams are not in good condition, well, first we need to check there isn't a good reason why, and that could be lameness, it could be because his teeth are bad. It may be that he's got one of the iceberg diseases that we talked about in a previous video. We can supplement them with a high protein feed in the period coming up to topping to try and get that condition on them if the cause of their thinness is just nutritional, but you must rule out everything else first. These rams are going to be in close contact with all of your ewes, so we don't want them carrying anything that could be contagious. Finally, don't forget that your TUPS require most of the same vaccinations as your ewes, and also parasite treatment, worming, fly control, everything like that. They have a tendency to get left out, so take care of them. That's all for this quick video. I'll be along with another one very soon, and I hope to see you there.